LTC, we start with 1 hour chart. Okay, if we refer to our analysis, since the price was within this move, we mentioned about the different possibility and how we can look for trade. We mentioned if this one tend to, because we mentioned either we can look for buy or sell, we put all the options there. And we mentioned if the price drop, we are not looking for sell, but the price can drop to 185. And if you want to look for continuation, we need to get the trade setup correction. But we didn't get the trade setup for continuation because there was the price was move sharp. Okay. Anyway, we didn't have any opportunity to look for buy. It depends on the traders. And even the price didn't drop. Okay, because we are not looking for the sell. We mentioned if we want to look for buy, since the price again, since the price was within this move, we have been looking for buy. The only reason we mentioned about this one may give us one more drop, and we were expecting, we mentioned if the price drop, we can look for 185. This is how we can manage the trades we had here. And even for buy, there was no trade setup. Okay, and one thing I need to highlight here, when we trade, we need to know all the possibilities. That's why whenever I look at the chart, I give all the possibilities, and at the end I mention what I'm looking for, and if I want to, for example, look for buy, how we can trade it. And we are not giving the signal here. We want to see how we can trade, and the charts can change anytime. Maybe whatever we analyze right now, and after a few hours, because of any sharp move, can change. Then we have to look at the chart differently. Okay, and I see someone commented that since the last week, whatever I say was wrong. My question is, since the price was here, I was looking, we mentioned we look for buy, and this is what we get. What's the wrong? And even when the price was within this move, I mentioned we can expect this price to drop sharply. This is what we get. Okay, and even if for our analysis, we mentioned if you want to look for trade, how we can trade. The price move, but there was no trade setup. There is no point to jump into the trade when we don't have the trade setup. The reason we put all this analysis, we want to see where we can find the opportunity to look for buy. And every time I mention, if there is a continuation without any trade setup, we don't need to jump into the trade. Even in my last analysis, I mentioned if the price continue, we cannot buy because we have no reasons to buy here. We are not going to gamble. We're looking for the trade setup. All right, similar to what we have been looking for any of this. All right. By the way, again, we are not giving the signal here. We want to see how we can trade and how we can look at the chart. And beside that, we explain, and at least the traders, they can understand how we can analyze the chart. Sometimes we mention about the different flats, different possibilities. All right. Anyway, we start with the higher time frame. We start with daily chart. And if we refer to our analysis, since the price, as I mentioned, it was within this move, we have been looking for a buy. This is what we get. And the price broke the previous top. Okay, mostly, as I explained, we're looking for the continuation. That means any buy setup we get, we trade it. And what we want for the continuation to break this top. But we need to be aware. How about if this one turned to a flat? Again, we are not looking for the down move. We need to be aware of this. Okay, still we can expect for this kind of the down move. Even the price can tag the top, then it can reverse. And again, we are not looking for sell. The only thing is we need to know about this possibility. And if we see the price is not moving, at least we know how to manage our trades within this move, how to book our profits. Okay, this is the only reasons why we put the different possibilities. And now we move to forward chart. Okay, as we can see, price broke. Now we want to see what's the next. There is a continuation and the price can break the 247. All right, but if we want to trade, we need to get the trade set up right now. We only have a sharp move. Can we jump into the trade? For traders as me, similar, like for me, if I want to trade, I really look for the trade setup. Rather than that, I won't jump into the trade. Because when we jump into a trade, when we don't have a trade setup, it's like blindly we buying. Okay, it depends on, maybe some of the traders, they have a different strategy they follow, the news or whatever. But for me, I need to get the trade set up. I need to get the confirmation. When I take the trade, I need to know where is my stop loss, where is my take profit, and how high it can go, and where I have to manage my trade. This is the only things. Okay, and as we mentioned, how about if this one turned to a flat? We need to be aware of this. If there is no continuation, we need to take the trade. We are not looking for the sell. I mean, we need to manage our trades. We are not looking for sell. Even the price drop, for me, I'm not looking for sell. Okay. The only times I will look for sell, I get the confirmation that the price going to retest at least this low. This is where I will take, if I get any confirmation from here or higher, this is where I will take out all my trades from here. Then from there, I will look for sell. But right now, I have no reason. I mean, we don't have any reason to look for sell. We're looking for the buy, and we want, the only thing is we want to get the trade set up. But beside that, we need to know about the other possibility as well. Okay. Anyway, we don't have any trade set up, and we move to 1 hour chart. The only thing is, let's back to forward chart. Can we look at the, if we put this one in relative to this, what we have here? The only thing is MACD, we see the divergence. We need to be aware about the divergence as well. Okay, because if there is a continuation, simply the divergence can disappear. But if it start to correct, then we need to know about the divergence. When we have a divergence, either we get the reversal or correction, but mostly we're looking for the correction. We are not looking for the reversal. Okay, by the way, right now we have nothing to discuss. The only thing is we want to see whether we get another trade setup, and even based on 1 hour chart, if anyone got the trade from here, the only thing is they need to manage it. Rather than that, if we want to look for trade, we have to wait either for the flag or small correction for continuation. The only thing is, if we get any trade setup, what we want the price to break, because rather, I mean, the 247, okay? And any trade within this range, as long as the price haven't broke this top, we consider as a short term. What I mean by short term, as long as we get into the profit, if this is not moving, it's like start to correct, we have to I mean, we have to have a proper management. This is the only things, because again, we don't want to buy at this top in case it's reverse or move for the bigger correction. Okay, rather than that, we have nothing else to discuss here. And for me, based on 1 hour chart, I don't think we have a really good trade setup from this correction. And even if you move to 15 minutes, the only way we can look at this, I mean, the only way we could trade after we see this move, this is the only way we could trade it. Okay, rather than that, usually when we have this kind of the move, as we can see, we have a divergence, we can expect a bigger correction for continuation, but we didn't get, there was a continuation. But again, it depends on the traders. The only reason, again, I mentioned every time in my analysis, we have to get the proper trade setup. All right, anyway, we don't have any trade setup here. We just follow the chart. If I see any update, I will share. Thanks.